Hi everybody, this is Jason, the Science Outreach Manager and the Life Science Educator here at Children's Museum Houston. Right now I'm inside the Power Science Lab to show you a really cool activity called starch identification. First of all, what is starch? Many of you have eaten starch before. Lots of breads contain starch. There's all kinds of different ground up starches called like cornstarch. Even some flours have some starch in it. But what starch is, it's a polysaccharide polymer with glucose monomers linking at the 1,4 linkage spots. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Let me break that down just a little bit. Let's first start with polymer. What is a polymer? Well, a polymer is a long chain molecule with repeating subunits. A polysaccharide is a long chain molecule made of many different monosaccharides, and monomers make up monosaccharides, and glucose is a monomer, which is sugar. So starch is really just a long chain molecule made of different repeating subunits of sugar linking at the 1,4 linkage spots. And that's really what you need to know. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you how you can identify starch in all kinds of different foods. You can test all kinds of stuff at your house by using something called iodine. Let's get a little closer so we can see what's going on. So right here, I have a bunch of different petri dishes with a lot of different food products. In fact, I'm not even quite sure what everything is because I had my friend pick it out for me and I wanted to be surprised myself. But you know, this is a piece of bread. I'm pretty sure this is probably oats from oatmeal. This one I'm not too sure of. This is probably cocoa. I'm thinking this might be wheat germ, I'm not certain. And over here, we'll get to this later. I'm gonna talk about these three in a second, okay? So you'll notice that I have 3 chamber petri dishes in all, but only one item in each of these. I have all 3 items in each of this. I'll talk about that in a moment. Now this right here that you see, these drops, that is iodine. And iodine right here is a topical antiseptic. And what that means is if you cut yourself, you can put iodine on your cut and it will help heal it. But how does iodine detect starch? It's because inside those linked chains of glucose monomers, there is something called amylase, and the iodine slips into the amylase and turns the amylase into a darkish, bluish, blackish color. If you watch me do a little drop right here, it's gonna look more like brown yellow. Okay, y'all see that? It's like brownish yellow. When I get something with starch in it, it's gonna turn either a really deep dark blue or look really black. So from that point, all you gotta do is you gotta test. So we'll start over here and we'll see what happens. There might be some starch in here because that one turned a little blackish. Let's go ahead and test this one. Nothing. You can see that it's the same color as the drops over here. This one looks a little black. Let's try these oats here. See, nothing really happening to the oats. Probably no starch in those. All right, again, I don't know what this is. You know what this might be? It might be like fiber that you use for your diet. Let's see. Ooh, this one's balling up really interestingly and turning a little black, so there's probably a little bit of starch in that one. The cocoa might be a lost cause because it's already really brown, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, it just kind of mixes into the cocoa, but it's not changing any kind of color. You'll probably notice that. So right here, you notice that a few of them change color. There's probably some starch inside this wheat germ. There's probably a little bit of starch inside this fiber. There's none on the bread. So I'm thinking this is probably pita bread. There's none on the oats and there's none in the cocoa. So what does this one mean? Let's say you were a detective, like a forensics detective, and you were helping to solve a crime and you found different powders at this crime scene, or you found a single powder at the crime scene. What you can do as a forensic detective is you can put all kinds of powders into a 3 petri dish and you can test them just like we test them. So if we're testing for starch, they would look for something that would turn it bluish black. So let's go ahead and see if any of these change color. Now look at that. That one is staying really like the way. Let's see this one. Ooh, that one changed a little bit. And then let's go ahead and try this one. That one is changing quite a bit. You can see it turns really bluish black, that one. So we know that There's trace amounts of starch possibly in this, which is powdered milk. There's no starch. Look, you can see it's really brown in this, which is baking soda. And there is tons of starch in this because this is cornstarch. So if it didn't turn that color, it would be a mystery to me because it is just nothing but the starch of corn. Okay, that's how you do it. You can try any food you like at home. Let's go ahead and experiment. Okay, so that's how you identify starch. What I really want to see though is you all identifying starch. That would be really cool. So what you can do is when you're doing this experiment, whatever you're using, cereal, rice, whatever it is that you have in your house that you can identify starch with iodine with, go ahead and take a picture of what you're doing or take a video and then put it on our social media sites. We have it all. We have Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everything you want to post on. Also, if you are watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can see more science videos. You can see Mr. O's Oh Wow moments. You can see our Tater Tots band. You can see our story times. You can see it all. With that, I'm going to say bye for now. Hope you're all doing well. Hope to see you soon. Catch you all later.